Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Rose Tarot and Astrology. I am your host, Mel Rose, and today is Monday, September 23, 2024. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for spending this time with me. And thank you for checking in on your regular current astrology. The idea is as above, so below. So if what we read in the skies can give us some clue as to what kind of energies are at play on a universal level happening for all of us, then we have an idea what kind of energies are at play for us in our everyday, local, day to day lives. And if I can get a clue as to some obstacle that may be arising or some benefit that I might be able to take advantage of, an opportunity or a surprise that might be coming up, if I can have a little bit of a understanding that those things are coming to me, then maybe I can be a little more prepared and ready to face the day, face my life in a way that's active and forward thinking. So hopefully that's what you use astrology for. That's definitely what I use astrology for. And I'm so happy to have you here with me. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you are feeling happy and loved and blessed and whole and supported every day. I definitely feel happy and loved and blessed and whole and supported every day. It is a gorgeous, if cold and rainy morning here in beautiful Lee Summit, Missouri. I welcome the change from the hot, muggy season to the cold season. And it's interesting that where I am, we felt this change really quickly. It went from warm to cool uh, overnight, literally. And yesterday was our autumnal or fall equinox. So that is the midway point. That's the halfway between the summer solstice and the winter solstice, the longest day of the year and the shortest day of the year. So here we are in the middle where the days are just about as long as the nights. The hours of daylight are about half the hours hours of the day. So uh, here we are to strike the balance between the summer and the winter as we are on our way there. This is one of the harvests of the year. I believe it's the second harvest of the year. And that's, just speaking in agricultural terms, that's about, making ready our resources for the long winter months ahead. Okay. So, traditionally we would see a really long, cold winter ahead of us. We would be stacking away any foods that we had managed to grow over the summertime so that we could be assured of having something to eat and something to warm ourselves and a good shelter around us during the cold winter months. And that's very much the vibe still. We're striking the balance here between, you know, the activity of the summer and the being in our bodies of the summer and the time in the sunshine, the warmth and the heat, and the very longest, coldest day of the year around December 20th. It's usually not the coldest day of the year, but it is a long, dark night. And it is a time when things start to get pretty cold here in the Northern Hemisphere, at least where I am. So I just want to say happy fall to y'all. Happy Libra season as the sun has moved into Libra. All of my Venusian friends and loved ones out there, um, welcome to your season. I hope that you're feeling it. I hope that you're feeling energized and a strong sense of purpose at this time of year because you are in your element. And in your element means that the sun is in Libra. It's in an air sign. It's very much about what we think about the sense of balance that we find in our relationships. And because we're talking about the sun, we're talking about your work, social, and civic lives. We're talking about, you know, Libra rules Venus and she rules relationships. I mean, Libra's about relationships. And those run the gamut from your most personal relationships to your public relationships, your relationship with your boss and your coworkers and those people that you volunteer with down at the polls or collecting voter registration. If you're here in the United States, we've got a big election coming up. So that civic engagement is very much on our minds and part of our activities right now. And it's really about feeling, it's almost a good time to check your contracts, right? Whether those are implicit or explicit contracts, whether those are verbal contracts or quiet agreements or completely written down contracts, it's a good time to look back on them and just make sure that you feel like you're giving as good as you get in those relationships, especially when it comes to the compensation you would like to receive and what you're giving for it. We want to feel like we're on a level playing field. We want to feel like we're being compensated justly. We want to feel like we're getting as good as we give at this time. Okay, so if you find in one of those relationships that you're not getting as good as you give in one way or another, you can either take some pressure off of your side and lighten the load. But the idea is to bring yourself into balance, or you can take the pressure off, or you can put some pressure on, and make the load a little bit heavier on your side, so that you can bring that relationship into balance. Okay, so if it's something more you can get, or if there's something more you can give, it's time to have a negotiation. It's time to have a conversation about that, because these relationships are important. We want to have very clear conversations and just talk about what it is that we need, what we expect, and what is expected of us. Okay. All right. So that's the sun in Libra, and the moon today is in Gemini. So moon in Gemini, sun in Libra, that's air across the board. It's a very airy kind of day. It's a day for conversations. It's a day for attending to your collaborations, having those important talks with people about the balance in your relationships, but also about sharing information, sharing data, and making sure everybody is up to speed on the plan that we're all working together, right? So I love that vibe for us today. If you feel like having a chat, if you feel like just entertaining yourself or somebody else with some stories, or if you feel like you want to work on a plan, right now is a great time to be working on a plan and to be turning to your partners in the work, social, and civic life to help you make progress on that plan. So moon in Gemini, moon is a disseminating or waning moon right now, and we're at the halfway point between the full moon and the new moon tomorrow. So today, tomorrow, and the next day, we're at the third quarter. This is a turning point where we've been thinking about what we can let go. We have released whatever it is, work of art or otherwise work of inventive genius into the world that we have to offer. And then, we start to think about what we no longer need around us in our creative sense of purpose. So now is the time to be actually actively pushing it out, taking it and putting it out the door, to the left, right? So that can be stuff and things. Take it to the Goodwill, make sure that you give away the gifts that you have been intending to give. And then it's also thoughts, attitudes, and dispositions. If it no longer works for you, if you have been laboring under a mistaken premise and you just found that out, it's time to just let it go, adopt a new premise that more resembles the reality that you've experienced. Okay. That's where we're at in the creative phase of the moon. So the next one is Mercury, but and Mercury is really active this week, but I want to just break it down. Sun in Libra, moon in Gemini, that's air. Mercury in Virgo, but getting ready to move into Libra this Wednesday. Okay, so very close to the end of Virgo, Mercury is right now. So Mercury in Virgo is right at home. This is really a good time, especially while we're waiting for Mercury to go on into Libra. It's a really good time to be, hashing out those plans, really itemizing what your resources are, okay, and doing whatever kind of errands, chores, running around that you want to do. This is a very successful time of year for it when Mercury is in Virgo, and that's just for a couple more days. So if you've got some stuff to do, go do it right now, especially when it comes to just like light running around, getting errands, picking things up, dropping things off, that kind of stuff. Okay. And then Mercury, before it moves on into Libra, is going to make aspects this week with the three major outer planets, right, which are all close to the ends of signs right now. Uranus is close to the end of Taurus, and Neptune is close to the end of Pisces, and Pluto is close to the end of Capricorn. Pluto has backed up into Capricorn and is trying to get out again for the last time for another 200 years or so. So they're all at the end of these signs, and as Mercury passes through the end of Virgo, it's going to aspect each of those planets. And that's a pretty big conversation. A lot of the information that comes in is going to be about global things. It's going to be about cultural things. It's going to be more of a public shift in understanding, public upgrades in perspective. But it's positive. It might have an effect on your home life, but it's definitely more of a culture-wide thing. And I just want to say that there will be some mystery involved too. Okay, so it's positive, but it's mysterious. Like, we don't really know what's happening, but it might be really good, right? And it's something that involves the entire collective. So look for that coming around between today and this Thursday, especially. And I want to say that also, I mean, the astrology right now is just kind of bonkers and positive to me. But I also want to say that there's this beautiful set of shapes in the sky right now. If you look at astrology charts, please go and look at the chart of the moment, explore the charts, of the next several days, next week or so, because right now in the sky we have this beautiful kind of star shape, and it starts with a grand trine. And the grand trine is between the sun, which is very close to conjuncting Mercury. They're going to conjunct on Monday, I believe. Yes, Sun will conjunct Mercury next Monday. So here we are a week out from that. So they're very close in the sky, and they are both trining Uranus and Pluto, which are trining one another. That's a grand trine. It's mainly in earth signs, so it has to do with your resources, but the sun is actually now in Libra, so it's going to have to be about your plan and what you can do to bring some balance into your life, perhaps regarding your resources. Right now, we're kind of releasing things, so maybe we need to lighten our loads a little bit, right? Get rid of some things, or convert some solid resources into some more liquid resources, that kind of thing. It's a good time for that. So that's the grand trine, and grand trines bring us a lot of grace, a lot of allowing, a lot of just sort of opportunity. If you're open to shifts in understanding, if you're open to whatever transformations are happening in your life, because they definitely are. If you are if you're conscious and paying attention to your sense of purpose and the work that you're trying to do in the world, then gracious things can happen to you, like sort of heaven sent blessings, opportunities, or just a sense of optimism that you can, have and do the things that you want to have and do, and especially have, because we're talking about material resources. So would do as well, right? Okay, so there's that grand trine, and then in addition to that, there is a kite. So it makes a triangle, and then there's another little triangle on the end that makes a diamond. And Neptune is out here, and Neptune is in opposition to the sun, so we can expect, like I said, some mystery, some cloudiness, some fogginess, some like, I don't really understand what's happening, and that can be a little bit upsetting. But I'm telling you that really positive things are happening. So I'm asking you to have optimism. I'm asking you to embrace that sense of mystery right now, because on the other side of it are going to be upgrades, are going to be positive things happening. Okay, things are getting better for us all right now. So in addition to that, okay, the fact that it might be foggy, but we have reasons to be optimistic, and we should allow ourselves a little bit of lightness of heart, even in the times of confusion and mystery. Venus is off to the side, creating another triangle with Uranus and Neptune, which are sextile to one another. So Uranus, surprises, upgrades. Neptune, the mystery, the collective. It's a very collective kind of ideal. And then Venus is over here. This is what I like, love, and can't get enough of, what I'm trying to attract, right? So pulling some focus on, sort of reaching out for for new things, for new positive perspectives, new technological advances and upgrades in our personal lives, and using our imagination somewhat, like making creative decisions that allow us to access those bigger, better things that we want to be, do, and have. Okay, so that's all very positive to me. And that is where we are starting the week. And here I am already at 15 minutes. So I'm going to stop here and I'm going to come back on Wednesday and talk to you about what's coming up for the rest of the week. But I just want to say optimism is called for at this time. It's going to be a really great week. We start this week with one grand trine. We're going to, over the week, that's going to dissolve. And then another grand trine is going to come in and offer us some more grace and optimism and opportunity. So stick with your plan, okay? Be optimistic when the changes come up. Don't just go, it's terrible, all right? I'm going to say, take a deep breath and say, oh, this could be really good, and give yourself an opportunity to embrace a little bit of positive shift in perspective, a little positive change and transformation in your life. Okay, my friends, I think that's all I have to say about it today. I don't know if I asked you to give me a thumbs up and like the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It helps me out a lot. And I love to see you all in the comments section below. I'd be happy to answer any question you have or respond to you if you reach out. Okay, thank you. And I'll catch you in the next video on Wednesday, the 25th.